Hello and welcome to the 9 p.m. daily quiz. I hope all of you are doing good. And I welcome you back to today's quiz where we will be discussing the important news stories from today's newspapers by converting them into prelims specific questions. If you're new here, please do hit the subscribe button, and if the video helps you in any way, do hit the like button as well. A lot of you have been telling me in the comment section about your score and really appreciate that. This is a advice that I have for all of you. When you see the question, pause on that screen, think about the answer, and then check whether you get the correct answer or not. Mark yourself, and then in the comment section, do let me know how much you are scoring from this. Also, if you're new here, I would like to inform you there are other initiatives as well that I run on my app. The name of the app is Harshmeet Study Circle, which you can download from the link that I've given in the description of the video. There are courses about personal mentorship programs for prelims and mains examinations, for mains answer writing, PSIR courses, PSIR test series, and others. Let's begin with the first question then. Consider the following statements with regards to INS Arighat. First, it is India's second indigenously built nuclear powered ballistic missile submarine, following India's first nuclear submarine INS Arihant. Second, the submarine was originally known as INS Aridhaman but was renamed INS Arighat upon its launch. Third, the nuclear powered submarine are more stealthier and run more deep and silent. How many of these are correct? This was one of the major news covered by most of the newspapers today. That was the launch of INS Arighat, India's second nuclear powered ballistic missile that is built indigenous. That means built in India itself. First one was INS Arihant. First, second, third, all these three are correct. Now, there are two types of submarines. Please understand there are nuclear powered submarines, and then there are submarines that are powered by, let's say, diesel. So, the nuclear submarines are much more advanced in the manner or in the sense that they can remain inside water much longer. They don't have to come to the surface. On the other hand, the diesel run submarines have to come on the surface after every few days to take in oxygen for combustion purposes, and then they go back. Obviously, the longer the submarine remains underwater, more are the chances it can remain hidden. In that way, the nuclear powered submarines are much more advanced as compared to other conventional submarines. With that in mind, all the three statements are correct. The answer here is C. All the three here are correct. You can read about this in any newspaper of today. I've taken this snippet from Indian Express. The Hindu also has carried a similar kind of an article about INS Arighat. Next, question number 2. Consider the following statements with regard to gender budgeting in India. 1. Gender budgeting statement was first introduced in 2005-6. Second, this year's share of allocation to pro-women schemes stands at approximately 6.8% of the total budget expenditure of 2024-25, which is below the usual average over the years. Third, Manrega has the highest allocation amongst schemes for women in the gender budgeting statement. How many of these are correct? Again, look at the question very carefully, think about what the statements are. Gender budgeting is a system where when the government introduces the budget, they specifically tell how much money we are spending specifically for women centric or pro women schemes. First is correct, it was introduced in 2005-6. Second is wrong. This year's 6.8% expenditure on pro women schemes is actually higher than the usual average. The usual average that we have seen over the years has been 5%. It has remained near 5%, slightly above or slightly below, but has never gone to such an extent of 6.8%. So, in that aspect, 6.8% is much above the usual average. Third is also wrong. Manrega actually has the third highest allocation and not the highest allocation of amongst all the schemes for women. Your homework today is find out if Manrega is the third largest women allocation, then which are the two women centric schemes that had the highest allocation. Again, if Manrega got the third highest budget for pro women initiative, then which of these got or which of the two schemes got the highest? So the answer here is A. I think the PPT answer mistakenly would be marked B, but the answer here is A. Only one is correct, second and third are wrong. As I said, The answer here actually is A. There's an article about gender budgeting in today's Indian Express, in today's Hindu newspaper rather. The article is titled Analyzing the Gender Budget of 2024-25. Next, question number 3. The Dumbar Dam, recently in the news, is in which of the following Indian states? Meghalaya, Tripura, West Bengal, or Mizoram? The Dumbar Dam, it is in the news because of the floods that it has caused, the overflowing of the dam, the floods that it has caused in India and also in Bangladesh, where Bangladesh is alleging that India has caused it intentionally, while the Indian government says that no, this is natural, we have not done it intentionally. The dam is overflowing by itself. Where is this dam located? It is a easy question if you have been following the news. The answer is Tripura. It is a dam in Tripura which has been overflowing, because of which it has caused a lot of floods, not just in northeast part of the country but also in West Bengal. This article is on the website of Down to Earth. India has no role in Bangladesh flood. The dam opens automatically for last 50 years. Next, question number 4. Consider the following statements with regards to boreal summer intra-seasonal oscillation. Again, boreal summer intra-seasonal oscillation. First, the BSI, so the word that you cannot see here, this word is BSISO, that is boreal summer intra-seasonal oscillation of the Asian summer monsoon, is one of the most prominent sources of short-term climate variability in the global monsoon system. Second, it is a movement of convection, it is heat from the Western Pacific Ocean to the Indian Ocean, roughly every 10 to 50 days during the monsoon. Third, it represents the monsoon's active and break periods in which weeks of heavy rainfall give way to brilliant sunshine before starting all over again. How many of these are correct? It's a core geography question. This is in the news because of the floods that we are seeing in different parts of India, specifically in Gujarat. First is correct, second is wrong. This is actually a movement of heat from the Indian Ocean to the Western Pacific Ocean and not the other way around. So it is the flow of heat or flow of convection from the Indian Ocean towards the Western Pacific Ocean during the monsoon season. Third is also correct. The answer thus is B. Two of these three given statements are correct. One of these is wrong. Again, we have taken an article from the Indian Express website which talks about cyclone Asna formation due to unusual monsoon wind system. It talks about this particular phenomenon. Next, Lake Kariba, one of the most prominent lakes in Africa, is shared between Zimbabwe and which of the following nations? Zambia, Botswana, South Africa, or Mozambique? Lake Kariba. It is in the news because the lake, which used to be a prominent source of hydropower for one of these countries, in that lake now the water has gone to such a low level that the hydropower project, which is the major which is the major provider of energy to the country, has to be shut down now. That is why it has been a major cause of concern, and that is why it is in the news. So Lake Kariba is shared between Zimbabwe and the answer here is A, Zambia. It is in Zambia that there are concerns all across the country because a major hydropower project that is located on this lake has to be shut down because of the low level of water in this lake. Again, the Down to Earth website carries this article how Zambia is about to shut down hydropower plant as Kariba dries up. Zambia says its mainstay power station will be shut on 14 September due to lack of water in that particular lake. To end today's session, I have another important infographic for all of you. This time around, I wanted to share the information about 70th National Film Awards. In the past few years, in the prelims examination, the UPSC has been asking questions on awards as well. Awards, sports, these are some of those themes that UPSC used to ignore earlier. But now you do see questions on these themes as well. So with that in mind, it is important to have this information ready with you. This brings me to the end of today's session. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something new from it. If you did, do hit the like button. I'll see you tomorrow for the next session. Bye bye. Take care of yourself. Jai Hind.